Change is inevitable. We have to be honest with ourselves, something we do so much. Try to resist change. In essence, we know that change is good for us, but a lot of times it feels extremely scary. But what happens when we actually stop? When we actually stop resisting it? We just let loose of our grip and allow it in, embrace it. This is what I want to talk about today because on the other side, where we stop resisting, things happen that are pretty and honestly life-changing. Firstly, let's go to the basics. Why are we resisting in the first place? Why do we resist? We are not weak. We are not stubborn. This is not the reality. It is more about fear of being unsafe. Our nervous system tries to keep us safe and we protect ourselves naturally. And when something as drastic as change, in however form, shape it is, and it takes us, it feels scary. We try to resist it because it doesn't feel safe. And by safe, I mean known. When we change, we're going from a place of knowing to a place of the unknown. The unknown is probably the scariest thing we could step ourselves into. When you're safe, when you're here, in the present, you know exactly where you are. You know where your safe home, where everything is. You know where you need to go, what to do, where everything is. But when it's unknown, you don't know what's ahead. You don't know how everything's gonna be, and you don't know how you'll be able to survive in that environment. The problem is sometimes you feel that where you are is safe, but it is sometimes not. Sometimes what you think is known doesn't necessarily mean it's safe. Sometimes we want to stay exactly where we are, even though being where we are doesn't serve us anymore. When change arrives, it's this pressure, this state of knowing that your life is about to change. Naturally, our brain will do everything in its power to resist it, to keep us in this place of safety, to stay in this relationship, to stay in that job, to keep doing things the way you always have been doing it. Not because it's right, but because it's comfortable. Here's what happens when you finally stop resisting it. The first thing you're gonna feel is relief. Not only because you actually are stepping forward and you're not blocking it, but the pressure you've put yourself stops and the relief comes after. You take a breath, that exhausting pressure and fear is released, and you can finally breathe. Because resisting change takes so much energy. It's painful, actually, the amount of energy you need to take if you want to resist change, because change is inevitable. You're only stagnating it, you're procrastinating it. It doesn't mean you're stopping it from coming. You're constantly trying to stop something that's already in motion, and you get weaker. But when you stop fighting it, you let it go, and then it's done. After you feel that relief, things start coming in very, very fast. Change that we're supposed to be coming weeks, months before is starting to accelerate. Things that has been pushed back for so long can finally push in. So this is opportunities show up, job opportunities, job interviews, new relationships, new people. All of the doors open. Even doors that you knew of, they all come back, they resurface, and new things as well come to you. It all falls into place, and the most crazy thing is it is out of your control. They're coming to you and you're not even making it happen. So in the end of the day, no energy is needed for the new opportunities. The universe, it's like the universe really was waiting for you to stop putting yourself in front of this change. Stop blocking everything and let it come, flourish, and you embrace it. The third thing, you start noticing things you didn't before. You discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed. Resistance keeps you small. In reality, it keeps a version of you that feels safe. What happens when you stop resisting it? Transformation. The transformation can begin. You meet new parts of yourself. For example, when an opportunity finally comes in, what you notice now is your ambition, your ability to strive under pressure, and you realize it gives you more confidence. So the person you were before all of this opportunity and change, it was a person that was scared of going forward, of taking that interview, scared of actually making that decision. But once it comes in, you realize it isn't that hard. You actually know how to make a decision that is great for you, and that's where you trust yourself. It is the strength you didn't know you had all along. So change, you don't know what it is, but it could be this new version of you that is so powerful, so confident, so empowered that you've been avoiding so much. But now that you're in it, it is easy, it is freeing. Because when you are finally empowered with this new version of yourself, you're immediately more aligned. You're finally in divine timing. You're not pushing back the person you were meant to flourish as. You're more authentic. You're more willing to just be alive and just not afraid to lose. Because when you're scared of the change, you're scared of failing. You're scared of all the negative impacts that you make for yourself or the external can come and ruin things for you. The fourth thing that happens when you stop resisting change is the relationship you have within yourself. As I said, you start trusting yourself. You prove to yourself you can handle the unknown, you can handle anything that comes in your way. Any obstacle is not as strong as you. You are proving to yourself you can survive in the uncomfortable. Being out of your comfort zone just teaches you more than it breaks you. You're trusting that shift is made for you and not against you. Those were the main things that happens when you stop resisting change, but there's a big thing to remember that fear doesn't always leave. You're scared of the unknown because we never know. We cannot predict what is going to happen. We have to trust the process. We have to trust ourselves during the process. But every time it will be something new, a new version of yourself, a new environment, a new opportunity that you're not prepared for. But it is worth going through it to then become this new version that is so much more authentic. Because that fear is a natural instinct of protection. Your nervous system wants to protect you and yourself, your mind, your body. But instead of resisting it, you let yourself feel the fear. You let yourself know it is a scary thing. Because if you forget that it's scary, you forget how much strength you have to go through it. It is normal to feel scared. And you feeling scared, yet not letting it make decisions for you, is the reason why you realize how strong you are as a person to be able to go through this change, trusting everything. To actually go through change and stop resisting, it is pretty simple. Firstly, notice where you're refusing to let go. What are you refusing to let go? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it your environment? Is it the people you're with? Is it something within yourself? 2, ask yourself what you're really afraid of. From what I've listed, ask yourself what in it that changes are you afraid of? If it's a relationship, are you scared of being alone? Are you scared of not being able to depend on someone? If it's a job, are you scared that you won't find a job anymore or that you'll be broke? If it's a new environment, are you scared about how unsafe it is? If you'll be able to make friends, if you'll be able to adapt. Number 3, on a practical note, you can make little steps towards this change. If it's a new job, what you can do is look at the jobs that are available. So let's say you have this instinct that a change in your workspace needs to happen. Instead of quitting, instead of doing something crazy, scroll through different jobs that are available online. Get inspired. This just proves you're not gonna have to do it, but it helps you open your mind slowly. Number 4, the most important thing to remember. You have to remember you have survived everything you've been through up to this point. Every challenge, obstacle, even if you haven't really realized how much you've achieved, now it's a good time to reflect and look back at all of your obstacles since really early on and see how much it changed you. Every year you're a different person, and this is just going to show you that you actually can do it. It's just your nervous system controlling you at this point. Everyone has been through things. I know that you have been through things and you can go through this change. All in all, I'd say that change is kind of a road to self-discovery. It is a road to self-improvement. And you realize that every time change happens, because change is inevitable, you're a new person in a more positive, more bright, authentic way. And I'm not saying that change is easy. It can be hard depending on what it is, but it will always give back so much more than how hard it felt at that time. The only question is, are you gonna fight it or are you gonna flow with it? But I promise you, going with the flow is so much more easier and it's so much more giving. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been through crazy change and realized how great your life is after it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like to let me know. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.